How long has Baby been in the corner?
I think the Scottish Open was the first competitive round, like tournament that I played without using it. I was using a putter that was extremely similar and actually probably better for my stroke in terms of the tendencies that I have, but just wanted to put it back in.
Did you even take her over to Britain?
That's actually not true. I used the U.S. Open. I changed. It's the same exact putter. It just has different milling. It's no smooth face versus a deep mill, so it has a little different feel, a little different sound. But no, ever since the U.S. Open, it's been sitting in my office.
Go ahead, Rex. Go ahead.
What made you pull it back into the bag this week?
You're going to laugh at me. I had my AJGA event last week in Louisville. Went right from Memphis. Went there Sunday night, spent Monday, went out and kind of saw some of the kids as they're playing their practice rounds, and Tuesday was a junior am, but my dad had a couple students, and I went out to go, there's a girl, Abigail, that he teaches that I went out to go see because I've played a couple rounds with her. She's a really good player, and she was playing with another two girls, a girl that my dad teaches, and then a boy, and he was using the putter, pretty much my putter that Scotty Cameron, the line that we kind of came out with, and he was like, when are you going to start using, or when are you going to use it again? Are you still using the long neck? And I was like, yeah, I am, and I was kind of explaining it, and he's just like, well, when are you going to start using it again? And I found myself defending myself to like this 15-year-old, and I was like, why am I not using this thing? I've had a lot of success. It's not like I'm making a lot of putts with what I have. And, if you're putting well, any of us can go out and putt with anything. But I don't know, it just kind of hit me. I'm like, this kid's got a point, They designed a putter after it. So, maybe I should bring it out. And when I brought it out, it looked good. It felt good. It just, again, a lot of familiar feelings with it.
I'm sorry, JT, what's the exact model of that?
It's just a 5.5 maybe. I don't know. X5 maybe. I don't really know my equipment very well.
Sound like Dustin now. Jeez.
And you mentioned the wind over there. What was the most challenging shot you had with the wind today?
For me, the tee shot on 14. I don't. That's a tee shot doesn't fit my eye very well. When I have hurt, I can't cover that left bunker, and I don't really like to draw it with the left-right wind. And I can't hit 3-wood unless I want to hit 5-wood in or something like that. And that's not a comfortable tee shot. It's not. Fairway doesn't really fit a big cut. It makes it a lot smaller, so it needs to be pretty straight. So there was definitely some iron shots here and there. I felt like wedges were really tough because it just kind of mattered on the gust that you got. But for me personally, that tee shot on 14 was very difficult.
15? 15 or 14?
I'm sorry, 15. Yeah, 15.
I was curious, when you had your wrist injury and you were out for a couple months, I think I remember you saying that you worked so much on your putting that it actually hurt you a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility, as you've been spending so much time, that you can over practice something trying to perfect it, and especially a stroke that hardly anyone ever perfects anyway?
Yeah, definitely trying to over perfect the stroke and just be perfect in putting. I think, John and I, we've had a couple great talks the last couple of weeks. I think really in Memphis, it's the first time we kind of spent some time together just with the rules over at the Scottish and the British, and then in Tokyo he wasn't able to actually come. And I think we do probably a lot more talking than we do putting sometimes, just to kind of talk through things. And because as kind of nerdy as he is, sometimes I'll say something he picks up on. And just in Memphis, we were like, why am I changing so much? I think we want it to perform so well, and he might be even harder on himself than I am on myself. Mm-hmm. So we just tried to simplify things and be like, look, when we first started in the fall, we had a couple main goals, and that was to figure out why I was missing putts, and we figured out it was speed and green reading. Mm-hmm. And then the fall, I was probably in the top 20 in the putting going in, top 20 in putting kind of at the end of the West Coast swing. And then from there, it was almost like, okay, everything's going good now. Let's try to do this a little better. And then we just got off our path. And in Memphis, we're like, let's just go back to what we were doing. It clearly was working. There's no reason to try to pretty much make it perfect. I mean, you can spend a lot of time working on the right things, but if you're working on a lot of different things and try to perfect the stroke and everything like that, at least for me, it's not going to go well.
Do you find your expectations dropping in terms of strictly putting? I mean, I would think you'd like to make everything. Nobody makes everything. Do you lower them a little bit?
Yeah, I think
Just
it's
put a good
very
stroke on?
dependent. Yeah, especially in a day like this. I mean, it's hard to make putts. I mean, it's hard. That 3-footer I had in the last hole. I mean, if the wind picks up, you're just not going to make it. That's the fact of the matter. And I just am being more athletic. I'm such a feel player, and I'm so, I like hitting shots. I like hitting big draws, big cuts, and same with my chipping. And I don't think with putting I don't need to be a robot. I think I'm not a Bryson. I'm not a Justin Rose. Where they use kind of an aim point and get an exactly spot. It clearly works for them as they're really good putters, but sometimes for me that's not what I need. I need to kind of look up there, feel it, see it, figure out the speed I want to hit it, and then go from there.
What was the putt where you felt like this is good? I'm feeling it. It's good to have baby back.
Really, the first couple holes when I'm able to change my speed based off of what I want to do. I mean, as John calls it, kind of hit shots with it. The first 2 holes were putts that don't really break very much and they're uphill, which is sometimes the hardest to make because if you start them offline, they're going to miss. And I, especially with the wind, I'm like, these are putts that are inside the hole if I can hit them with some pace. And the harder you hit it, sometimes the harder it is to keep on line. And I just kind of gutted both of those putts. And just anytime I'm changing my speed like that out there with putting and making putts, I'm usually feeling pretty good.
Do you always call that putter baby?
No, it's just, I'm sure Tiger would, a gamer or whatever. I mean, everyone has their putters that they've used for a while and have a lot of great memories with. Thanks.
Yes, not Rachel.